Rammstein, a band that has released some very interesting and unique music over the course of the last 25 years, being a part of the new German hardness scene out of Germany over in the mid 90s, so on and so forth. Rammstein's been basically one of the most important bands of this movement. Rammstein, it's been about 10 years since they released an album. I'm not going to pronounce the name of it because I wouldn't even know how to say it. I'd probably butcher it so bad. But they returned here in 2019. Back on May 17th, they released Untitled, or eponymously referred to as Rammstein. Now, this is an album in which we see the boys maybe in a really in a new chapter of sorts. The maybe the final chapter could be the last studio album I've seen that say that this could be the last album of Rammstein. So if they go on a limb here, well, it's quite interesting, because looking at Untitled, what comes to mind? Do we think that Rammstein did a whole new thing with this? Is it like a best of? What exactly is the end result of this album? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's 11 tracks, it's just over 46 minutes long, so let's cut to the chase. Deutschland, Germany in English, starts this off. This was the first single we got. Very gruesome video, which basically shows the history of Germany. That's what the song's about, I'm assuming. That or showing the heritage of proud of being from Germany or something like that. Can't exactly put two and two together with the meaning of the song. I should know, obviously, but this song starts off with a quirky, I wouldn't say quirky, but a very kind of quick-paced synth intro by Christian Lorenz, and then the melodic notes by Richard Crispin, and it goes into it, and it kind of is a simple heavy wave coming in, and then the verse kind of slows things down a bit. It's kind of gliding through with Till's like howling vocals, like how it kind of what's that word? Like it basically he'll go do, and then you'll hear do has, like going like that. Very interesting how it kind of goes. It's kind of like hollow, and then the chorus is basically like kind of how the intro was, with everything kind of coming together. It's like a complete circle we're starting off with like, all right, we're going to start off strong and it's going to be heavy. So overall, Deutschland, it kind of repeats this a couple times with the sections, the forms, verse chorus, bridge, and then the chorus again. Things start off actually pretty strong here. I like how it's a solid start to the album. We get to radio. I say radio because how they were saying in the song. I'm going to try and keep the pronunciations as best as I can. Radio is a very interesting song. It's like you hear the dun 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 dun. It's kind of like you're in the club or something, and then you hear the dun 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 dun, the drop C riffs, and it's very interesting how they're able to really make things sound very interesting. You hear that little like quirky like synth part at times. It's very unique how they ended up making this track. The chorus is just like like radio, man, radio, and they're just kind of like moving to the beat of the song. You're just kind of like oh yeah, it's like it kind of feels like you're in the club or something. How in the world does Rammstein make you feel like you're in the club, but then at the same time you're kind of headbanging? It's really, really interesting with how they're able to captivate you with this music. It kind of sounds like this is back from this could have been like in like Sunshine or something like that, their second album were easily in I don't know, that's probably the album I would fit it best with. A more modern Zen should not sure if I'm saying it right, but not a bad song. Definitely really cool how it captivates. And then the breakdown, kind of call it breakdown, the bridge, kind of feels like things that got a little tense there. I like how Till's is kind of able to kind of really just kind of get more intense with the vocals, like how just his like his intensity, showing that it's like this. Just the next song starts off with church choir vocals that kind of howling, like it's and then it goes into the song, heavy riffing going on here, kind of like radio, but it seems a little bit more slower and a little bit more controlled. Rammstein doing very well with pacing. That's one thing they've gotten really good at, is pacing with their songs. Wide variety, or kind of, I wouldn't say wide variety yet, but we're going to get to it. It's like this has a powerful chorus. It's just a heavy hitting song. I like how it kind of fits with. I think this song fits more in their 2000s output. Probably with like. Uh, I'm not sure. It feels like it fits best in their one of the 2000s outputs. No, I'm not talking about Moto, but this is a song that I like the simpleness of it. Even though it's kind of simple, it's definitely one that kind of gets you off your on your feet. The next song is Auslander. It's Outsider in English, I believe, but I like how like once again with Radio, except this sounds even brighter than Radio. It's very it captivates you. Once again, you sound like you're in a club. You're kind of like dancing around and stuff, and you're just kind of like dancing to metal. How the hell do you dance to metal? First of all, that's kind of just strange. It's kind of like you're, I don't know. Rammstein's able to really kind of put two and two together with things. They're kind of like adding some new things to the fold. This is definitely not. Uh, I haven't really heard too many Rammstein songs that kind of do things like this. This is one where I really like the mixture of the two, like club metal. What in the world? I don't know, like dance metal or something like that. Just kind of makes you kind of just move to the beat. Very interesting. I like how the chorus, obviously is very bright there. It just, I don't know, the whole song just really gets you on your feet once again. And Rammstein's just able to just, I don't know how the hell they do it. Sex is the next song. This is the first song I truly think that I'm not really getting with. It just feels like another average Rammstein song. And I'm sure the song's about wanting to have sex, as they have a couple songs that are about sex in general. Like sex, come to me, like how he says it in the chorus. But this song really doesn't seem to move me that much. Not much to say. It just seems like another average Rammstein song. Puppe is the next song, which is Doll in English. This is a song that feels like it really has a Mutter effect. It really, really does. I really am being serious. Like the song itself, the first 2 minutes at least, then it kind of turns things around a little bit. With Till Lindemann just singing angrily with heavy percussion. I like how that kind of turned. It kind of had unexpectedly did that towards the middle part of the song, with some angry singing there, and just the unpredictability, like how they did with Auslander, kind of the unpredictability being there, having a couple tricks up their sleeve. After that point, about 3 minutes in, the song actually changes key a little bit, so it kind of goes into a different tone a little bit. Then it kind of goes back to being. It goes back to him doing those harsh vocals again, but this time there's guitar background to it. So definitely a song that was interesting, to say the least. Definitely more than what Sex was. Whilst Ich Liebe is the next song. Again, like Sex, this is another song that seems to be a bit of an average Rammstein song. This song sounds like it's more or less in the 2000s output, so definitely more or less, it sounds like it could be in Rosenrot, I would say. You can definitely hear it, but not much to it that track either. There just isn't much going on for me. Diamond, which is Diamond in English, is the next song. I like how this song is more of a transitional kind of song, it feels like to me, even though it's 2.5 minutes long, and most of the songs average out to be about 4.5 minutes. I like this song, how this song really just soothes out. Things are gentle. You can kind of drift to this song. Very cool, kind of more simplistic. I don't want to call it simplistic really entirely, but the song really just kind of slows things down a little bit. Like how we kind of been doing a little bit in the last couple songs in general, except for Ube. But, yeah, that's about it for that song. There ain't much to talk about. There ain't much going on except for the acoustic. Except for just basically the guitar and the singing, that's about it. Vig is the next song. I like how the song kind of starts off with a very, it's just kind of a quirky synth intro. The synth is being used quite a bit. I like how they kind of get unique with the synth sounds. It doesn't feel the same, which is what I kind of want anyway. Like you kind of want anyway. You don't want the same thing happening. Like you hear pop music or something, or just some kind of the same old note you play 5 minutes in a row. But this song, it has some groove to it. I like it. I really like how the song kind of just grooves along. You're kind of just, going with it. This song sounds like it's a little bit in the modern era, maybe even latter portion of the 2000s. Like their 2009 output, which I cannot pronounce the name of, like I said earlier, but Um, Definitely one that it's kind of closer to average song, and then again, it kind of offers something a little bit there. Not a whole lot to talk about either. We get the Tattoo. This is a song that's back to the heavy riffing like radio is, but this is one that sounds definitely like it's definitely off of Zen Shut from the 1997 album, their second album. I like how the song really feels just it's a good head. I cannot talk. I've said German words now for 10 minutes. I'm starting to get tongue twisted. I'm just kidding. You could definitely kind of like headbang to this. It's just kind of like, yeah, I like how the song is just more simple and just kind of feels like it's from that era of 1997. It feels cool. You could easily put that song in that album. Honestly, it would, make an addition for another track for another. I can't even talk. Oh my god. Moving on to Hollow Man, which is the closing song on the album. This song definitely another trick pulled up their sleeve. Definitely one that also feels like it could be off of Rosenrod, but this one really sounds very unique. The bass intro caught me off guard a little bit. They make it things kind of spooky. It's kind of like something like Halloweenish. I like kind of how the song kind of dreads on, like kind of like just trudges a bit slowly. No one quite equate it to sludge metal, but it definitely sounds like it's kind of starting off slightly sludgy. Definitely interesting for Rammstein. I wouldn't say this is uncommon for them, but it's definitely they don't do it all the time. They don't. But then the solo was really cool. That was awesome. I like how that kind of fades and hollows out. The song itself's got some really cool effects. Definitely one that's a good. I think it's a good song to close the album. A very unique choice for a closing song to end a very curious album. That's how I can really explain this. This is one of those albums where it's kind of a curious one. It's one where it's definitely a good blend of all Rammstein albums almost. I'm definitely hearing some Mutter, I'm hearing some of the Sunshine. Not much of Hair's Alive, not much. That album had more heaviness, if anything, to it. You could probably say, yeah, I don't know what song you probably could equate to Herzlide. I'm hearing a little bit of Rosenrot. Wouldn't say much of Rice, but really, Rammstein really put their best foot forward, I think, with this one. Is it the caliber of the first three albums? I'd say not quite, but it's kind of there at the same time. Especially Sensuit and Mutter. But overall, I think this album is a strong one. I think Rammstein made things. Okay, there was that slight interruption there. Sorry about that. But I think overall, Rammstein really made a great effort. It was really a best of almost of Rammstein, where they kind of made things a little more simpler with some songs, and they kind of threw in new tricks in the bag, pulled some out of the bag, I should say. Overall, I gotta give this an 80 out of 100. This is definitely solid. This is basically excellent, and it's one that's going to definitely be within among probably the best albums of the year. Definitely, I'd say so. Congrats to Rammstein on a great album. May potentially be their last one. If it is, and they went out on a good note, I will say so. Yeah, that's it for the Rammstein review. Next up, I'm not sure what's even next up right now. It's kind of up in the air with some albums. Whatever's next, whatever comes next. But I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care.